First of all, I usually open with this, but what a crowd. I think that's our largest crowd we've ever had for a women's lacrosse game, standalone women's lacrosse game here. So just a amazing environment today at the game. This is definitely a very special place to play. And I'm just really happy for our student athletes that they get to play in a venue like this and in front of a community that really supports us. As for the game, it was really a great game. So back and forth. A lot of credit to Notre Dame for the fight that they showed today. I thought Kristen Shanahan was really good today. She played awesome. And we talk about this a lot, but when you're in, tight games, it's, players got to step up and make plays, and we made the plays that we needed to in order to win the game. Certainly we're sloppy at some times, and we had to just work through some different things defensively, offensively. We made some changes and a lot of different things that we did, but the kids fought hard. It was a great back and forth game, and I'm happy to come away with a win.
For any of you guys, you guys have been in a lot of tight games like this, entering the fourth quarter and overtime already this year. How do you think that experience helps you when you enter the fourth quarter, you're tied, and really any play could kind of change the result of the game?
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. It's just a level of grittiness that we've really developed over those games. It's like we know the one play could make the difference, and having to step up, and now any player can make that play. No difference between them. It's just the exposure to it and the need that we need to play.
Emma, my question's for you. In that second quarter, Notre Dame went on a 4-0 run. Just what do you think was going on in that time that led to that?
I think that they went on that run. They were able to string together a couple of draw controls in that quarter. And able to go down and capitalize on them. I think also, too, we had a lot of good looks, but we just weren't finishing. So the pace of the game kind of sped up a little bit in that second quarter. But, we were able to, towards the end, settle down, compose. We got a good one right before the half ended. So we were able to go into halftime with good momentum.
Caroline, another great game for you. How do you feel like your confidence is growing as your freshman season kind of goes along?
I would say it all comes from my teammates. All the energy everyone brings every day through practice. It's like just being around them is also inspiring, having Emma as well and how successful she's been. Everyone on the field just brings each other up, and that helps so much with being confident.
For Emma, I know you're wearing the glove on the left hand throughout the games. How does that kind of come about, and does that add a sense of comfort for you at this point?
Yeah, I've just been getting beat up a little bit, so anything to be able to, one, be in a little less pain, but two, also protect myself so it doesn't get to be more serious than it already is.
Yeah, was that kind of an idea that you came up with, or did someone else come up?
We were going through a couple of different options. It was definitely a work in progress. Our athletic trainer, Kat, was awesome. We tried a couple different things. Definitely at practice, everyone was laughing at me, but it was cool to be able to, wear the glove. It's a little different, but it serves the purpose to be able to, to keep me on the field and keep me healthy.
Daniella, for you, back-to-back games where your defense has allowed the leading scorer for the opposing team to just combine 1 point now. What have you seen in front of you that has allowed them to be so successful against some of the country's best?
Yeah. Well, we have an outstanding unit in front of me, turning away some of these harsher looks and just really setting me up for success, especially with those low-angle shots where I'm just able to see it the whole way through. And whether it's in man or in zone, we're able to do that, and that's really important for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, kind of go with the same question I asked them in the beginning. Having this experience of all these close games, how do you think it kind of builds up the team to not really have that fear and kind of just go in and take care of business in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we are really used to playing in 1-goal games. I'm glad that one did not go to overtime. And we were playing with a lead. I think we could have definitely finished, and that did not need to be a 1-goal game. But I've been talking about this all year. It's just game experience for these guys. And, today, with about 3 minutes left, we had an offensive possession that was critical, and Caroline Trinkaus scored, and that really secured the win for us. And that's a freshman making a play like that. So, we've had games earlier. We beat Stanford. That's a freshman making a play, Melina Cotter at the end. So, I thought Coco Van Diver had a huge interception today. So they're making plays when they need to, and it's our young guys that are making a lot of plays. So, the more games that we play in like this, the more experience we get.
Yeah, and entering that fourth quarter today, Jolie comes down, scores, you get the yellow card, she scores, or someone else scores again. How do you think that burst of energy just kind of sealed the deal throughout the rest of the fourth quarter and maybe set the momentum for the rest of the game?
I mean, it was just huge for us to. We talk a lot about just being the more disciplined team in games, and we've played in games where we were really undisciplined, had a lot of cards, and we've lost. So for us, I think that showed, they got 2 really critical yellow cards that let us, go up by 2. And credit to our man-up unit. They were able to execute. We actually haven't really ran that play in a while. We ran it back-to-back and got the same look. So I'm really happy with the man-up unit. At a critical time, they scored when they needed to. But I think for us, it just also shows just being disciplined is so critical.
We're going to go right across the front row. So go ahead now. Yep.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Going into that final draw where Notre Dame had momentum, what was your message to the team to kind of boost them up in order to come away with the draw and close out to win the game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said. You have to come up with a draw in order to close out that game and hold on to the ball. I think we had I will take the fault on this. I thought we had pretty bad game management at the end. We should have held the ball. We forced a look. I know Melina was open, but we forced it late, and it was a turnover and allowed them to get within 1. We should be really holding the ball there. But again, we made plays when we needed to. It was a huge draw control for us. So I'm really happy with their performance.
Coach, the last couple of games you started strong, but not kept that momentum for the next couple of quarters. Just what's been going on that's kind of led to that?
I mean, I just really think today, I thought their goalie played really well. I mean, for that stretch when Notre Dame was going on a run, I really thought we were getting great offensive looks. It wasn't like, I don't feel like our system's working or anything like that. It was really just that we were getting open looks and the goalie made saves or we were missing wide, and that's tough. You keep giving back a really hot offense the ball. So I think for us, today it was specifically shooting. I thought the goalie played really well.
And then is there anything you're going to emphasize going forward that's kind of going to help them there?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot to work on across the board. I think we have to, be more consistent. I really think for us, just chemistry. I think we have to really continue to try to develop this chemistry with our units. I didn't feel like we played with a lot of chemistry today.
I know Morrissey and Shanahan had big days, kind of going back and forth from X, but again, you hold a leading scorer to 1 goal. What did you like from Dan and the defense, and what have you liked from them?
Yeah, I mean, we played zone for a lot of the game, and we switched to man, and that's been great for our defensive unit is that we can go in and out of defenses. Obviously, we had a face guard as well, so I think that limited their top player a lot when we had her in a face guard. I think Dan has been playing excellent. I mean, she's so consistent for us, comes up with huge plays. I wish he didn't throw that ball in the clear. But outside of that, she's playing so well. And like I said, Coco made a huge play at the end. But again, I think it's chemistry within the unit. And just keep trying. Game experience and practices are really important for us in order to develop that chemistry.
Yeah, I know Lexi's been out the last 2 games. She has a boot on. Do you have any update on her, and how have you seen kind of Anna step up in her absence so far?
Yeah, so Lexi's unavailable right now. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be next player up, and Anna has, certainly waited her turn, and she's a really fast, aggressive, has a good stick, and she's a nice little player. And everybody's got to be ready when their moment is called, and you never know when that's going to be, but you got to be ready. And Anna's a great example of that.
Real
feels like Jolie's getting more and more comfortable inside the circle as the season goes along. What can you kind of attribute to that?
She just plays so hard. I mean, she sells out in everything she does. I thought we looked pretty lethargic today. I thought we looked tired. We didn't have really like a pep in our step. And Jolie brings it all the time. I mean, I don't know if she was tired, but you would never know. She plays so hard, and I think on the circle, she's really working on her technique, but the biggest thing that stands out to me is just how hard she plays. And a lot of what the draw was today was 50-50s and fighting it out with boxing out and ground balls and hustle plays. And Jolie is always going to stand out when that's the case. And she just battles for us, and I really appreciate her effort. Thank you. Thank you, guys.